over that goddamn bed. I can't
You're
even.
live.
I saw it go. Oh my god! I thought it was handled. It was like the opposite of what happened to me in Paris. I found it in the bathroom and it was all good to go, and then I realized I was like, oh wait a minute, oh no, I was actually fishing for it. That's how I knew it wasn't there.
Oh,
Fuck. Anyway, welcome to Weekly Mojo, right?
right. Way to just start it off. I guess it was a red wave last week.
Oh fuck. Anyway, just like red, we're just parting red seas week by week.
I guess so. All right. Enough timely period jokes.
I don't even know if they caught the very beginning of that, so if you know,
no,
you
we
know.
were
Ask
17.
questions if you don't.
No, we were 17 seconds in when I said we're live.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. Well,
Because you told me we could go live, and then that was the first thing you wanted to talk about immediately after.
Life's an open book.
I guess so.
That was.
I thought you were going to be talking about pizza and pizza sauce in the beginning, and then you took a left turn on me, you know?
I told you that I got. It's weird when you can time your cycle to the moon cycle so strongly. And also like the 1111 portal and whatever the fuck that shit is. It's wild.
Coincidences, what they say about them, there really aren't any.
That's true. It's all pattern recognition. Holy fuck. Crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Well, how is Christina? I don't know if Christina's still recovering today.
Yeah, it is.
Are you sure it's not Miriam?
I can show you who in the order of your website, according to the list that you made.
You're probably right. I was just like, I am almost positive I did Esther and then I did Miriam Rodriguez. We haven't covered her yet. And I thought she was 15 or 20 or because this is number 23.
Here.
I know
here's Esther. Here's Christina.
Oh, here's Miriam is so much later than that. Oh my god, I had no fucking clue. Hey, that's so exciting though.
Yeah, so
no, honey, this is scattered. This is not because Christina is number 23. And Jessica.
I'll show you on the back end. I followed your list.
Okay. We might be on 23 at this point, but
we're on. We're on episode 19, and then we did 6, so we should be 4 ahead, which would be 23.
Okay, so that's where my head's a little fucked up. Okay, that makes sense. I was literally.
So look, Frances Spence, Faith Ringgold, Esther, Christina, and Miriam is next.
Perfect. Well, shit, bitch. I'm so happy you're here.
That's where the blockchain comes in handy, right? A ledger is a record keeper of time of when things happen, what sequence, and that's ultimately, this is your ledger of art that we're keeping on a WordPress site, but eventually we'll mint it to chain. That's a huge part of this whole fucking project.
Yeah, speaking of that, dude, it's so wild how I ended up at a sci-fi museum of all places that I actually paid to go into. Once I drove there, I was like, oh, I'm not going to drive all the way here and then realize that I have to pay to get in and not go in at this point. So $15 spent. I basically toured this guy's entire hobbyist collection of toys, trinkets, games. There's like a whole slew of all of his books that he's accrued over time, like Fahrenheit 451 was in there, Handmaid's Tale. Mm-hmm. But what I loved so much about it and why I really appreciated going to it was there was, I don't know if I posted much on my Snap stories. I take a lot and then I end up just like saving them and deleting them.
Yeah, you only post the nature ones usually or selfies.
That's fair. There was a selfie where it was in, it's like one of these room installations has a bunch of projectors that are projecting onto the walls. And then there's also screens on the inside, like transparent screens, so that you can see like characters on the front end of a screen in the background. And it was just such an interesting way of, it was just an immersive experience. It was so fucking cool. And then they had some VR stuff too that was really, really cool. 7:37 over here on my time, as I'm talking about it. I was like, here, I want to show you just like a video or two to see if it comes through.
What's the name of the place? We could also pull them up on screen. And
it is Museum de Let me give me 2 seconds. Did I delete it? Of course I did. Maison de
Cartoon Museum Basel.
Maison de Ayeres. If you
yesterday.
There. Maison de Ayeres.
Let me see how you spelled it, because Google result.
Yeah, look at my. Oh, sorry.
We got. Yeah, that is not what I spelled. Maison de Ayeres. That is something.
So I basically pronounced it exactly how you did too.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah. There we go. I think I found it. The House of Elsewhere.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it even more now.
Okay, 1 second. It's on Atlas Obscura also, which is a hidden gem of Switzerland is what it's been called.
It's really cool. It was very fascinating. The bridge. That's the one video on my Snapchat that was from that.
Yeah, I recognized it when I saw it. So here is the Wikipedia page and the bridge. Right.
Oh, cool. I don't know if it was his house or if he just
and has it says it is a museum of, it's the House of Elsewhere. It is a museum of science fiction, utopia, and extraordinary journeys in Ervedon les Bains. Is that how you say that?
Yverton les Bains, yeah. Yep. Literally, I'm just like, they're just a bunch of letters, and I'm here off of vibes alone. It's been incredible, though.
Yeah, I saw your gift request over on Instagram of the translator headphones.
Wait a minute. What did I...
Sent me some AirPods that translate other languages.
Oh my god, that would be so nice. Hi, Ruby. Yeah, that translator headphones, I don't know if that's a scam or not, but I am willing to try. It would be so nice to hear what people are saying around you. I've never felt so much more empathy for people that are traveling to a new land, trying to fucking figure it out, and nobody around you knows what you're saying. Wow.
How much? I bet both McDonald's and this restaurant are buying ads. And this is an ad unit. This doesn't even look like an ad unit, but I bet this is. Because they're pushing McDonald's and that restaurant, like Prestige, visually in there. Prestige. Anyway, sorry. Nerding out.
It was really cool. Some guy's like whole entire life of collecting is now on display for people to see. And then I saw my life just kind of flash before my eyes because I was like, wow, I'm only 20 something. I have so many more years to create.
And collect shit.
Fuck. The food here is so good. And I have been eating so much goddamn bread because it's not poison.
You have to qualify that with what you told me earlier.
Oh, okay. Good point. I'll clarify. So, Swiss food, very good also. But I will say the Italians fucking know their food, and that is why it is a staple every single fucking other country other than just Italy. And the fact that they don't poison their flour over here with like glyphosate or whatever it is on our fertilizer makes me very much indulgent when I come over. Holy shit. And then my system goes through havoc when I get back.
Like I can't eat all this bread anymore like I was enjoying in Europe. You're like
I want to so desperately, and then my body basically is like skirt.
Yeah.
Backed up or just straight runs. It very much depends. Ruby, how's your face, mama?
It's healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like
the scab's fine. It's not like getting worse, but it's like slowly healing.
Tyler, I don't know if he didn't believe me that she was allergic to poultry or chicken.
Yeah.
But he was just like interesting. And I was like, yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
What fucking cat is allergic to chicken?
Right. And has that type of reaction.
And how is it fucking taken me? I'm a horrible human being for not knowing this in 6 years. Granted, like it really, the only thing that she did this last year.
Chicken many times.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's crazy.
Possible her allergies gotten worse every time.
It's kind of that too. I think that's usually how that works. As long as we're aware of it now. Hopefully that's what that is. Shit. It's not, I don't know. Oh my god. All right. Now that I've fully caught up to us on this page of week 19 of Weekly Mojo. And we're on Bad Bitch 23. That's crazy that we're on Bad Bitch 23 already. Fuck, I've got some painting to do when I get back.
Yeah, you gotta get caught up and do more.
Are we trying to get Ruby in the shot? Because I appreciate it. Or is it just keep sliding?
No, I got Ruby in the shot. That's what I did.
Yes,
really
my Miss Christina Zanato, behind you, our Bad Bitch of the Week, number 23. I am so fucking elated to bring her to this space. I am sure one of my shark Instagram pages is how I know of this bad bitch, but basically since maybe 2003, don't quote me on that. She has been all good vibes, basically. Had a shark come up to her and she felt the sensation to pull the hook that was sitting in the shark's mouth out of the mouth of the shark. So she straight up like fucking two-fingered the shark and fished out the hook. Yeah. I put a hook on there. Thanks, Judy. And she's been doing that for 300 different sharks have come up to her. That's what I think is so fucking crazy. Connor.
Dude, no. It makes me think of a video I literally...
The video of the guy who's sitting in the water and all of the nurse sharks and the stingrays? That's so funny because Enzo sent that to me today. And then I was like, holy fuck, I just saw that yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, we're all real time.
The whole world. Yeah.
I know, right? I was like, should we pull that video up too? Because that's pretty dope. Sure. But yeah, I think it's a frequency. Like animals are just so much more aware and perceptive than we give them credit for, mostly because we probably don't understand them in human communication. So the human interpretation for that, I'm sure, makes them feel like they're less than, when in all reality, it's like not that big of a deal.
Yes, hello.
Spooky hydrology always comes up for me.
This is him on
Got
his
it.
chair. Scientists
You
are
found
trying to study
Yeah.
his blood type and
Yeah.
the metal content in his blood, because for whatever reason he attracts sea life. They don't know if it's mercury, because he does have a high mercury count in his blood, but whenever he gets close to the ocean, animals are automatically attracted to him. They don't know if it's the magnetic field, they don't know what it is, but you can see here they were trying to do a control group study where there's another guy that went on the beach in this chair and nothing came, and he sits and all these sharks come, and you can see that there's some stingrays in there. It's quite incredible. I wish that, part of me wishes that
And like, part of me is like, potentially just like a bullshit story. The guy saw the video and came up with the story, or maybe it's real.
Him saying that scientists are trying to study his body because of him having heavy metals in his body is the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard. Mostly because it's like they honestly don't understand how to explain frequency. So they're like, oh, it's got to be metal. And I'm like, let's be real, though. We all probably have the same amount of like heavy metals in our body. And it is really, truly like how it resonates in that person specifically.
Sure.
Is it, It
could be their body's predisposed to holding that heavy metal at a higher tolerance level, which increases that frequency from within.
It's just good vibes. It's like animals know good vibes. It's why dogs will bark at horrible humans.
Or bark at a lot of things
they don't feel comfortable with. Yeah, but
they're easily scared. They're very easily scared. It's not the best indicator for people they just meet because they're always on guard.
You can see how having a bunch of animals coming up to you right away would mean that you got good fucking vibes.
Potentially.
It's a calming presence. It's like your aura is what.
It could also be a siren.
It could also
be a siren call, like false flag, 100%.
You think that man is siren calling those nurse sharks for what?
No. I'm just saying, like, I don't necessarily think it's indicative of who he is as a person so much as, like, I think that there could be something to the metal content in his body that causes that frequency.
That was literally the thing I was laughing at. That was so silly.
Yeah, but Maddie, think about how metals cause, like, the energy to go through them differently, right? So why wouldn't it affect the frequency of the person and their geomagnetic, like whatever, if they had a higher concentration of a particular metal in their body? So I don't know. To me, it sounds exactly right, but
I understand where you're coming from and they're coming from. I don't disagree that the metals are definitely helping.
Mowgli is barking aggressively at the back door right now. So
are you gonna go get her?
I mean, we've got like 40 minutes left on the show.
Yeah,
we'll really piss off the neighbors, and it's raining.
Oh, it's raining? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Anyways, we may get some more guests. I do want to hear how the rest of that concept finishes.
We'll see if I remember it. All right, getting back to it, because it's my fucking show. Christina Zanato. I was looking up what I had written about her. Wrote about her. I still can't even believe that I'm on the 23rd. Baddie. And y'all just keep bringing me better and not better, but more and more, which is fantastic. I love seeing a diverse space where we can all be included in the conversation.
I'm talking to you.
Huh? I don't know that you're talking to me. I'm continuing my show because it is what
I
we
said
do.
that Mowgli might know that I'm talking to you.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Mugs! Just be careful of Ruby Doo.
She realized it was a laptop and walked away.
Sounds about right. I am still trying to find Christina Zanato's little write-up that I have. I found it. Okay. 1996. This is why I loved her so much. And this is why she's 23. And this is so crazy that this episode is happening on like one of the trips of a lifetime for me. And like, they're all incredible trips, let's be real. And they always will be. But it's just like to be able to troubleshoot things real time and give answers to physicians that were very much like not going to happen. There's no way that that's accurate. And then it was like, oh, fourth time redo. And we were just like right next to it. And I can't even believe, I mean, it's just like, it comes down to trusting and like, why not just go look in those areas? But it was just so fucking cool to have that full circle moment and be able to fix a patient who has had 4 different ablations, one of which is radiotherapy, which is high energy radiation, essentially, that was a last ditch effort in order to try and resolve this for the patient. And it still didn't work because it wasn't targeted to the right area.
Right, which gives credence to your whole thesis about point ablations, why they're so much more effective and also cause less damage long-term for the patient because you're scarring tissue that is ineffective in exchange for missing the point that needs to be scarred.
And everything comes back to we're limited to whatever you can see at that moment in time. And sometimes it's not as consistent as you need it, but having tools like Vivo, shout out to my company, Catheter Precision. I hope I can mix business and pleasure. Probably shouldn't, but you know, I think it's very helpful in order to know before you go, as far as planning procedurally. There's so many things that could go wrong that if you've got a target going into your procedure, then you feel a lot more confident about the things that you can take on outside of that.
Vivo Mas, as they say.
I've been putting that as my signature. I haven't gotten pushback. I haven't gotten anything like, ooh, that's fun either. So
yeah, I mean, I told someone my content brand was SaaS tagline the other day. It didn't get the wows that I think it deserves. And I did use it as my email open subject line for the investor newsletter this week, explicitly because of that. And
I was so curious. I'm glad I've got the full circle on that.
But the other reason why I did it is I wanted to emphasize our go-to-market strategy, which is producing content like this, you know?
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Because if we were able to grow your brand and demonstrate that the show was essential to growing your brand, and GrowBot was how we use the content to get boosted, to create the audience, to sell the product, you know, we've got a case study. And that's the whole point of this, and shows how effective that our advertising tools can be, but also how important it is to put your voice out there and represent your brand, attract your flock. Because at the end of the day, just like with my tagline, a content brand with SaaS, that's not going to appeal to everyone. You know, it's lots of layers there. Some people don't know what SaaS is, right?
Who doesn't know what SaaS is in today's day? Okay, you're talking like the SaaS, SaaS.
Exactly, Maddie.
Business
exactly. Right? So it's a double entendre because it's SaaS, software as a service, but you know, our tone of voice and the way that we write and the way that we talk is sassy on some level because it's not buttoned up. It's not corporate. It's not a tight like voice where we can't say certain words and we're afraid that we might cross the line. We know we're going to cross the line. We know we're going to have to apologize for it on some level, learn and grow. But the point is, we're having the conversation.
That's how you grow, though. You don't know unless you do it, right?
Yeah, you have to have the discourse and open in the first place. Like, that's the whole fucking point. Like,
and
if you have it behind closed doors,
people
don't know. Yeah, and you, like, what is the rationale for why my perspective should change? I think that a merit-based approach to, you know, like, all right, I'm comparing the facts with my understanding. I'm hearing it from different individuals who represent different groups who are experiencing this thing from their perspective, describing what their experience is. what are the themes that are true and constant across them that I can glean? And obviously, like, yeah, I'm in the position probably benefiting most from a lot of these things. So it's like, you know, when am I being overly selfish in my perspective is sometimes like where my awareness needs to be called back to, right? So
sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it until we get called out. And it's just like, how do you respond in that situation?
Right. But like, it's natural. We all do it, right?
Sure.
And like,
I'm just doing more than others.
Sure. But you have to do it to succeed here also, because like our world doesn't allow soft-spoken people to rise to the top. They get walked over if you don't champion and voice yourself.
Okay, like this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I feel like Taylor Swift is a soft-spoken person, very curated conversation, and I'm like, she's pretty high up on the top.
And look how much money her dad spent to build her brand, to amplify her voice. She's a marketing campaign that was an investment by a literal private equity fund in the early 2000s to be a marketing machine, and they executed.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hear you. I guess what I'm just trying to say is like, it pays no one any good to not speak your own voice and your own authenticity.
Right,
because,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying that most people are afraid to use their voice and don't use it. And I'm saying that your voice is actually probably your greatest asset right now to help you grow, because it can attract your actual people who are interested in your perspective.
It's a lot easier said than done, especially when women are conditioned to basically appease everyone else's opinions instead of being mindful of how they feel in a situation.
Right.
Which,
I know. But that's exactly what I'm saying.
I hear you.
I'm like,
case in point.
Yeah, you need to use your voice, right? But like on the converse, the inverse of that, right? Like someone who's overly encouraged to use their voice, like not me personally, because I've been very personally discouraged to use my voice. So that's my internal struggle, is trying to actually use my voice more. But most people with my perspective, more.
Oh.
Literally more, but also I guess more effectively as well. Of course.
I was like, you use your voice so much with me. I have a hard time feeling like you don't, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I'm at home with a person I trust, my guard is down, and I literally have no reason to be concerned about what I say. Like, none whatsoever. At the same time, that cuts me the wrong way certain times when I am not sensitive, because, obviously I care about you, and so when I say something in an insensitive way, however true it may be, it doesn't get hurt. So, whatever. Like, but that's trying to say it more effectively, because that benefits you. But in public, where I don't use my voice a lot, using it more, and that's part of what this show is also. Anyways,
you showing your voice, or me showing mine?
Your point is that a lot of women get discouraged from using their voice, and a lot of men are encouraged to. I've been very discouraged from using my voice, is all I'm saying, and I'm trying to unlearn that. But that being said, my whole point is everyone should be using their voice, because that's the important piece that you were keening in on.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Yum. How do you eat salad with a spoon?
How?
How am I only got 2 salamis left? 3 salamis left.
That seems like exactly your problem.
I'm so happy I got them.
I'm surprised there are any left at all. You're like protein.
I watched a video of a girl who had her partner come in and jump up and down, and then she clapped during it. And then he got really salty. That's the best way I could say that.
Gotcha.
Anywho,
it's one of those had to be there things for sure.
Probably.
All right.
Most things. Yeah. Let's get into Christina here.
Yeah. No, I like it better this way. It'll be easier to read. Okay.
Hell yeah. Ooh, this makes me want to go to Union on the Hill when you get back. When I get back. Ruby, you'll listen to me.
All right. Do I need to zoom in more for you here?
Maybe a little bit, but I think I'm okay.
And do you want to be person A or person B?
I'll be A if you want to be Borrego.
Sounds good to me. All right.
Oh, I hate talking first. That's like really, I just don't like talking first.
All right, here we go, person A.
Yo, have you heard about Christina Zanato? She's not just a surfer. She spent over 30 years working for and rescuing sharks in the Bahamas. I thought it was Florida, but.
Well, the Bahamas and Florida aren't that far apart, so she could just be working in the space between, you know?
Ooh. Is that my... I haven't done a background with the sky like that yet, have I? In my catalog?
For that? No, I don't think so, because the only other one is like Marina Riskova, and we haven't gotten there yet.
Right. No, absolutely. I think that was the piece that I did right after Molly and Tanner's.
The baby shower gift.
Mm-hmm. The sunset. So it was the first like sunset I've ever done for Mila. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, ooh, that's kind of easier than I thought it would be. So then I was able to do it and recreate it on her, which it's, I don't know, one of my favorite pieces, like I say to all of them.
And for reference, the pieces we're talking about are right here.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, that was the first time I used gold leaf too, which was really cool.
Some more of my favorites down here.
I love how it like pulls the light.
The Salt and Gothic.
It's so funny. I just was in my feels about my grandparents the other day, and watched that video of like I just like did a close up.
Oh yeah. We only have 5 more till we're caught up.
That's what I'm saying, Connor. I was like, holy fuck, I've got some painting to do when I get back. I'm like, I'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I think there are some I haven't taken photos of yet still also. But.
Yeah. There's 2 of them. There's Amani Khalif, and then there's Kanwatsi Titsani. Oh god, you're gonna have to go look up that one.
We'll get them photographed and up there, and then deal with it next time once they're live.
That sounds like a plan. That all being said, though, it sounds like I've still got some painting to get done because these weeks just keep getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah, because you keep traveling to different countries.
Which has been so cool. But also, yes, I literally feel like I'm operating on like, I'm just going. I'm just here for the vibes. There is nothing more incredible to have seen. All of them have just loaves of bread in the office, just like fresh loaf of bread every day. Just like everyone eats bread alone here. I don't know how they don't have diabetes. I really don't.
Well, it's because we've got more complex bread, like you described earlier.
It's fair. But coffee, like they have Nespresso coffee machines in in the lab, and then they also had a bottle of champagne, which is what I thought was so funny in the first place, was that they have wine in the lab, hanging out, ready to go whenever. And I'm like, Europe, man, that is nuts. What?
Yeah, I don't think they're alcoholics. I think they just know how to drink responsibly because, like, none of they. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the nightlife is like there. Do they binge drink? I'm sure some of them do, and there's a binge drinking culture, but it doesn't feel like most people like.
Listen, we can't blanket statement all of Europe. I think humans know how to partake in alcohol adventures. I feel like it was just so many. It's either coffee or wine, and I think wine is like water. Like, I was told to go.
No. Beer is water.
But here we're in Europe now.
Bush.
U.S. You're in the U.S. I'm in Europe. Wine is water. But they basically were like, yeah, stop, get a drink, enjoy the view, and then stop, go into this town, get a drink, enjoy the view. And I was like, I can't keep going to all these towns if I'm gonna like do it sober.
Yeah.
But they're really like, okay, the driving around has been really scary. I mean, not scary, but like thank God for a little car. And I am so sold on having a hybrid car now that I'm like, this is tight, except for I have not figured out how to plug it in at all.
Why? Just because it's quiet?
No, it's because every charging station I've gone to has a different head, and it's not the head that fits the fucking car that I have.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a problem that's really awful here in America also. Because, Teslas don't conform to the standard that's nationwide. You have to use a converter.
Oh my fucking God. The amount of times that I still haven't done it. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, well, I can't just keep pulling up to thank God for gas. That's all. I thank God for gas. I'm a boomer. That's my boomerism. I love the hybrid though.
I like the hybrids that you don't have to use a charger for. That's what my Ford Fusion was. It was a hybrid, and the battery recharged itself when you were driving. So
yeah, that is really cool. I don't think that was the one that I have, but again, very cool. I don't disagree with you. Did I tell you that
it made my miles per gallon be like 500-600 sometimes?
I know. Well, that's
and
weird.
It would be like currently a $30 tank of gas.
But my Sonata would also get me like 600-mile range without a hybrid. And then also the one that I have.
Ford cars are not known to be fuel efficient compared to Asian cars in general, you know? So I had a Ford Fusion that was achieving what some regular Asian sedan could do, you know. Oh, okay. I didn't realize there were.
Okay.
That sounds right on some level.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound
I was like hoping for 800 or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like, probably not an American car. Our gas lobby is probably too strong for them to put that fuel efficient of a car in place.
Redonkulous. I got free transportation for everything: the metro, the train, the bus, like everything.
But they give up 70% of their salary to taxes for all that shit. I don't think it's worth it.
Switzerland gets paid $132,000 for their salaries, is what you said on average. So I don't know.
Yeah. In Switzerland, the cost of living is so high that they have an average base salary for people there that's like actually really crazy, especially relative to, it's not that high of a cost of living, it sounds like, either.
Everyone I have met
compared to America,
so
that's the perspective, is like Switzerland's expensive for Europe.
Yeah, well, sure. It's
all relative.
It is still expensive, like, by comparison to Kansas City. I'm just I'm
for sure. No, I'm not saying that it's cheap or anything. I'm just saying that, like, America is like really expensive compared to like even expensive places in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like apples and oranges. And so regular places in America are expensive places in Europe.
Yeah. Like everything in America is expensive.
Yeah.
It's a scam.
Well, it's inflation. Like, Mowgli, you're knocking the tripod. Don't do that.
I didn't notice.
Oh, well, she was itching her leg on the tripod leg and it was bouncing.
But apparently, person B knows a little something about Christina. What do you know about Christina?
She's one of those people who swims with sharks fearlessly. Like us. We did that. I mean, I didn't do it fearlessly. You did, but...
Don't get me wrong. I was still a little scared, but it was so fun. Oh, my God. It was like one of those... I didn't realize that skydiving gave you, like, a euphoric crash. Like, you have such high experience that, like, nothing gets you back up to that adrenaline level. And I was like, oh, I understand kind of, but also, like, I can think of so many other things that get my adrenaline going.
Sharks did? Sharks got you going?
Yeah. Here's what it was. It was trying to figure out regulating my breathing in the cold-ass water not to freak the shark out.
Yeah. I'm like...
It was that.
Stay calm, just breathe. Stay calm, just breathe. Stay calm, just breathe.
Don't jump on the shark.
It's tunnel vision. No, I didn't even think about don't jump on the shark. You know, when he said, all right, guys, get ready to get in. And I was like, okay.
At least Pepe was there to save you.
Yeah, don't go yet. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. You're going to jump.
Jesus Christ. Definitely a shark baddie for sure. Christina didn't set out to be a shark expert, though. She went to the Bahamas on a vacation, and the trip completely changed her life. She found a job at a local hotel and never left. She became a scuba diver and then started exploring caves and then fell in love with sharks. Oh my God, this sounds like my story.
Also sounds like Nick's story.
Yeah, my aspirations, I should say.
Yeah. All right, same for Nick. He wants to be a professional beach bum. That's what this sounds like it is.
His job is beach.
Yes, exactly.
He's a very Ken.
But not lifeguard anymore. He's done with that. Not lifeguard Ken, just beach Ken.
Yeah.
I just beach.
Just beach. It's personality.
Me and the fish were one.
He's more of a seaman, let's be real.
We'll just leave it there. And now she's rescued hundreds of them, right? How does she manage that?
Has a unique ability to connect with them. She's learned to approach them with respect and calmness. No
like
shit.
A dog.
The shark actually trusts her. Yeah. So she's able to remove the hooks from their mouth, something that she's done for countless sharks, and she doesn't just 300 is what I've seen to date. So that's fucking nuts. And she doesn't just have this for show. Her goal is to change how we see sharks. Oh, yes.
And that's a common refrain from everyone we talk to in the shark community. Because, like, you're a big Shark Week fan, and then, like, we went on this shark dive or shark swim, and the guys who took us on the tours, like, it's a small community. We've done stuff with those people over on, like, the east side of Mexico in Playa del Carmen or whatever. And
everyone knows each other by first name basis, and that tells you how small that shark community is. But like, that's a crew that I would.
And they're all saying it's like, you know, oh, most shark bites are mostly just curious sharks trying to like not really bite you. They're just trying to like see what you are, and obviously their teeth are so sharp that it does bite you. But it's like when a cat just kind of playfully bites you.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Just a bigger cat. Just
right.
Like a 20-foot cat. Yeah. That's exactly right.
And unfortunately, though, because those bites are so serious and painful, even though they're exploratory, sharks get a bad rap. But if you approach sharks literally like dogs, below the mouth, really calm, let them feel dominant, it's so easy to become friends with them, which is very weird. And I say that mostly watching other people do it. I was so terrified there's no world where they would have seen me as calm. So they could feel my fear.
I might just say maybe not, don't put your hand underneath the mouth of a shark. Don't put your hand anywhere near a shark.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't put it near them. But I meant not coming in from above. It's more about not coming in from above their head.
Yeah.
That's more what I mean.
Yeah. and their eyelids are gonna go like white no matter what. So just like don't be an aggressive presence. Just be assertive and comfortable in your authority. That is how I would say it. And if you're not, then fucking don't get in the water, because like
if they come in for a test bite, I don't know what you're supposed to do, because like I don't know how I don't react to the pain, you know? And reacting to the pain is not going to go well for the shark.
Well,
you know,
the issue with shark bites and when they're actually deadly is because it's not the bite itself, it's the bleeding out, which, you know, that feels like a little bit of a contextual, like, well, if you didn't get bit, you wouldn't be bleeding out, but, you know, only so much you can do.
Yeah. So, anyways, shark diving's still dangerous. So, regardless, like, treat the animals with respect like anything else.
Yeah.
They're wild, vicious animals. They can be.
They can be. We all can be. That's why women choose bears. I will just never not go back to that. God bless the internet for giving us shit like that. I already said the first part.
That must be hard. People are terrified of sharks. We had that
person B is so lame.
Yeah. I'm just here to prod the conversation along for person A.
Yes, so exactly. Christina explains that our fear is often shaped by misconceptions, which is what we're saying. For example, the movie Jaws made people think that sharks were monsters, but Christina teaches that they're not out to get us. She compares her approach to the beekeeper. Just like you do protective gear and bees, she wears her dive suit and respects the shark's space and behavior. Fucking makes so much sense.
And she's been doing this for decades?
Yup. Since the early 90s. 1996, because that's cool as shit, because that was the year I was born. She's even used for her platform to protect sharks. In 2011, she helped make the Bahamas a shark sanctuary. Today, she's a prominent voice in the conversation, speaking...
Conservation.
Thanks. The conservation, speaking internationally and supporting organizations like American Shark Conservancy?
Yeah.
Conservancy?
Yep.
And the Bahama National Trust. I want to know if she's been on Shark Week. We'll have to get into that after this.
Yeah, we'll Google that. I'm sure she has been. Like, why
I just don't recognize her, and I feel like that would have been something that stuck out to me.
Yeah, but there's so many fringe episodes from Shark Week's past. It could just be one that they don't rerun a lot for whatever reason. So,
I mean, sure.
It has. Oh, no, so that's inspiring. I bet her work has made a huge impact. It has. Sorry for stealing.
All good. Thanks for that setup. So she hopes her sharks become ambassadors for other sharks, showing that the world, that they're not mindless killers, but that they're part of our ecosystem. She also founded a nonprofit called People of the Water. That's cool. That feels like a you thing, which supports the conservation efforts and educational programs of worldwide. Christina's life is a testament to how one person can make a real difference for an entire species.
What an incredible story. She really proves that with dedication, we can change the world's view on misunderstood animals like sharks.
Absolutely. Christina has shown that connecting with nature on its own terms can reveal beauty, even its places where people fear most, the open ocean.
The open ocean is amazing and terrifying.
It is truly... I've never felt so small, like a little speck of dust in that middle of just 3,000 miles of blue all around you. Oh! Okay. Oh, I can't hear her.
Oh.
So will they be able to hear the videos that I posted earlier?
You held your screen up to the screen. We all heard it.
Okay.
But let me do this. That was Christina Zanato speaking, by the way.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, I knew her face as soon as I saw her.
This is the Shark Cast, Season 1, Episode 2.
Think that 47 years later, if back then it did some damage, I think that 47 years later, when I talked to a 20s advocating.
There's a shark podcast?
Yeah, it's called the Cities and Movie ad.
The Shark Cast? I'm like, is that on?
Yeah, Shark Cast.
I didn't even think the sharks actually could feel that. Sharks on the second, like one that changed are that.
Here's some.
The second one,
a better grip loss. The whole process.
I'm gonna ask for the little injection in my gums because it's gonna get better. Or you say, sorry, can you stop doing that? Can you put an injection in my gum? At least I do that.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I think that is gonna get out.
So, anyways, Shark Week Special 3, expert methods to help her. I think she's been a guest on here a few times.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if she was on Shark Week, the show though.
Yeah, she was on this one. She's literally got a
Sharkman, 2007. Okay. Oh, she does have a credit. IMDb. That's so
documentary. Cool. Christina Zanato. So, that's what I was saying. Like, she's probably in some stuff from the past. It's just been a minute.
I'm gonna have to go find those. Although, is that on Netflix? Where
it
the
looks
fuck
like
can I watch Shark
that
Week?
might be the
HBO.
That might be the only. It's Disney.
Is it? Can I watch
I'm
Disney
pretty
out
sure.
here?
Or no, Discovery is Paramount, right? Or is it HBO?
No, Discovery is HBO. It's Max. Fuck.
Okay. Who is Max though? Again, Max is
Viacom or Warner Brothers.
it's Warner.
Called it.
It's Warner Brothers. Mm.
Was that Jack Black?
Okay, so Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network, CNN. That makes sense. TNT.
They're all owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street.
Well, yeah, but that's all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but it also they're owners in Paramount also. They own 1/8 of the CW. Oh, but the Paramount also owns 1/8 of CW.
Ew.
They
This
own a
just feels so
majority
messy.
of the Food Network and the Cooking Channel, but also Next Star Media. Like everything's so interconnected. I don't know. I don't try to unweave that. That's not my space.
Yeah, not for me, dog. I can't even. No.
I'm just let me help you protect your data from those bad guys.
I don't. We're at a reckoning. We're at the point where things are just either I think what sucks is we just feel the impending doom of everything around you not being able to control any of it. And then it's just well, we can only do what we can operate within our wheelhouse. It's just how do we collectively get together and be okay, I'm sick of this shit.
I mean, I think like we talked about a little bit last week, people in the same economic situation have to get over their inability to talk to each other, to see each other as allies, to find common ground. And I think there's too much pain on the left right now, at least, to want to seek or find common ground with people they view as aggressive and disrespectful towards them.
Well, common ground also, I mean, it requires you to have a conversation about that in the first place. And I don't think that that's even being wanted or warranted by a lot of the parties at play.
I find that people are more open to conversation on one side than the other. They'll have a fuller conversation with you. They will tolerate the fact that their perspective isn't the mainstream and try to have a conversation with you about your perspective. I find that people who have a more mainstream perspective often won't tolerate a conversation about, some of the information that's valid and true that presents counterpoints to the mainstream narrative. And they often shut down when you start to have conversations that pull them out of their comfort zone. So
most people do. So
right.
how do you communicate more effectively?
What I'm saying is that most people do, but one side of the equation is forced to be in that position far more often than the other, and thus they're more comfortable in having that conversation. But until the other side is willing to participate in it and not name call, which occurs on both sides for sure, right? The name calling is usually when we fail to communicate our ideas to one another effectively, and we shut down listening, and we don't want to hear what the other person's trying to say. And so we just throw name calling, you know? But I think that you can have a realer conversation with people on one side, and other people on the other side don't want to explore the information that conflicts with their current perspective on certain things. And I'm not.
I would say that's for both. That's anyone, honestly, though. That, like, I think about the other side too,
Sure,
and I'm like, that is everyone in that side, especially from like a fundamental Christian perspective.
Yeah, but they have so much access to the perspective that that's not the problem. They're personally, they might be shutting down from listening to it, but it's part of the way that it's being communicated to them, which is my point. Right?
Well, yeah, it's what yeah.
Right now, the way that the one side of the information is being presented to them is not credible and is being discredited actively by the side of the media they do trust. But I do think that they're fully aware of the conversation and acknowledge that that's the direction that lots of things are going, because that's what the focus of the conversation has been. And their dissent on that conversation is the thing that's marginalized, right? Which, you know, can you call a position of power marginalized? Well, yes, you can if you recognize that economic disadvantage actually overcomes a lot of privileges that someone might have baked in otherwise, right? So anyways, long story short is, I think until poor people on both sides realize they actually have a whole lot more in common and are mostly in agreement with one another about almost everything, you know, like until most Americans realize that they're all actually on the same side and they're using different ways to describe what it is they want, and they mostly want the same things, which is freedom to be their own person, to pursue life how they think is best, and to not have the government impose their ideologies on their private lives, whether you are a gay trans person or a Christian fundamentalist on a compound. I think the government should stay the fuck out of your life. Right?
Absolutely.
As long as everyone is consensually participating in things and of age, because I really do have that perspective and pushback that, like, there's a lot of ideologies being pushed on children. And while I think it's important to educate children, I think that we need to be less biased in our presentation of the information, to be honest. I think that
we're not asking kids how they're feeling, like we are, I guess, but I feel like we're just insinuating and pushing how kids are supposed to be feeling.
I think there are a lot of parents that project their
that they have anxiety to give them medication to suppress them, and it's just like it's a different shit, different shades, same font. You know what I mean? It's
100% the big pharma angle that you're talking about. The kids are over medicated, overstimulated, and the parents don't want to participate in actually raising their children, like 100%. But on the other side of it, right, even beyond that,
and or kids don't feel heard. That's the other part of that, where they feel like they have to go search externally to go find themselves, when in fact it's just like finding yourself and your like solace in whatever form you found yourself in this space and time. That is the truest that we can be at that moment in time. And no amount of medication or surgery, no matter if that's filler or plastic or gender reassignment, is going to make your internal person different. It's like you have to be able to explore that person and love that person through its ins and outs. And I'm sorry if nobody was willing to get to know that person on the first place that made you want to question who that was initially, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like, to your point, no physical or material changes to your life can ever change your internal monologue or dialogue of how you feel about yourself. You have to find that security within first. And that's everyone's personal journey to go on. That's like easy to say what to do, but hard to accomplish. So, you know, whatever, like gonna put a needle in that for a second, because totally agree with you 100.
Really difficult conversation to thread when I have no experience within it, but can see.
No, we have a lifetime of experience doing it, shadow work. That's why we're able to talk about it effectively and articulate it so well. So I disagree. I think we are doing that, and I think you shouldn't discredit yourself so much, because you've done a lot of hard work. So
we can always continue to learn and grow is what I get back to.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't either. But what I am saying is that I think that there are a lot of parents that are insecure still in themselves.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Projecting those insecurities onto their children who are also insecure. And it's a negative feedback loop where, again, we're pursuing material changes to our lives in the hopes of finding psychological peace. And that's not the way to pursue it. Every spiritual teacher, guru says that. You know,
I 1,000,000% agree with you. I have changed my stance on children so like 180. I used to hate kids, and that's such a my own personal bias and issue. But I think what it is I hate parents. I hate inept parents or people that think that they're going to, because they can't figure out something in their life, they're going to put something into this world to then just try and project and manipulate into doing the things that you wish that you would have done. No, that's true. Like, that's torture. That's vile. That's where I'm like, nope, that's where my anger lies now.
Right. And that's not all parents. That's like,
no, I know it's not all parents, but it's definitely a lot of parents, some that I know.
I think it's a smaller subsection of parents. And I think a lot of parents do find meaning and figure it out and get to grow into the right parents because they're trying to be good parents.
Hopefully. That's the goal, because it's not about you. If you're not comfortable in yourself, by the time that you're like, you can always get to that point of comfortability, but I don't think that people do. I think they continue to just project and externally find other ways of doing that.
I think there are a lot of people who find the responsibility of taking care of the children to be a personal motivation to improve their lives. I think that's actually a common story for a lot of people. And I think once you start down that self-improvement journey, where you start dictates the way that your children perceive it 100%. Because if you're starting from a really shitty place, you're going to be a really shitty parent for a long time. And that's going to be a big formative part of your kid's experience. And to your point, why people need to do the work before they become parents. But that being said, you don't always have that choice. And as long as you respond to the call to action to improve yourself so that you can be a caretaker for this thing, that this person, this child that is forever going to technically look up to you because you're the bigger version of it in a way. You built it, or, you know, in some cases adopted it, right? But
you've put energy into someone and you want them to
nurturing them, into nurturing them to become a person, a full person. Like, obviously you're a person, but like to have a conscious mind, to be considerate, to be aware, to like, you know, and because not all parents even recognize that's a part of their, you know, like they understand their goal is to nurture and take care and raise you. But sometimes what does that look like? You know, in practice, it's mostly hard to say, because it's like when you try to go get a sales job or get a job somewhere and they're like, your soft skills, how do you demonstrate or quantify your soft skills? The soft skills are everything to parenting. It's how you talk to your children. It's the little,
again, I get back to most people don't know how to communicate. Most people are not effective parents.
Right. But the thing is that we can't have a world where we don't have parents either, though, you know?
You're going to fuck them up no matter what. I get it. But it's like, if you're not willing to take from the scientific method and learn and grow and do differently and do better, and like not necessarily do the same thing for one fucking person as you're going to do for all of the other. Like, it's just, in what fucking world do you think that rinse, wash, and repeat works for an individual on an individual basis?
I'm sure a lot of people with a touch of the tism think exactly like that, black and white, Maddie.
I have a major touch of autism, and I'm like, no, we're all very much special snowflakes, and everyone takes information in differently.
I mean, sure, and that's something that you've come to know and observe.
Yeah, I guess pattern recognition again is part of autism, and I'm like, okay.
Not everyone pays attention to the same patterns, as you know.
I suppose so. Well, shit. Boy, I can't even believe it's been an hour already. We've just been catching up mostly. Christina is so cool. What is she up to now? It seems like the Shark podcast.
Yeah, no, it sounds like she's just doing her thing. She's
Living
a beach
life
bum,
and enjoying.
saving
I love
sharks,
it.
running her nonprofit, hanging out in the Bahamas.
Damn. Girl, I aspire to get there at some point here, hopefully soon. The world hope.
We're working on it. And this is another piece of content towards that dream.
Ayo.
All right, well, we'll sign off since we never formally signed on. This was your host, Madison Jessica. It's been another episode of Weekly Mojo here at the Playhouse. We hope you'll join us again next week. Like, subscribe, follow for more. Anything you want to
For week 24, or Baddie 24, and week 20. Holy shit. 2024 next week. What? That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Also, if we hold out to Sunday, assuming that's the day I get back, it would be 11/24/2024, episode 24. Or I guess, no, not episode, but piece 24.
Get back from where?
Michigan.
You mean the 17th?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wow, you're going to be there for a week?
No, I'm just...
No, I hear you. That's brutal.
Backwards on my calendar.
I gotcha. Hey, I don't know if we will, but Molly asked about a Friendsgiving, and I said, well, I will be in town, so...
I'm going to show a Growbot update, but also, yes, let's do a Friendsgiving if you're in town. I'll be in town. I'd love to go eat food somewhere, so I'm not alone if I am alone.
Well, honey, I think I would be making the food is what was being insinuated to me.
Oh, well, I'll help you with that if that's what we want to do. I'd be game.
I very much enjoy my break from cooking, but I very much enjoyed cooking for Halloween. So, like, gumming up for Thanksgiving, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I don't have to travel to cook. So I feel like that makes me feel a lot better.
I think that should.
Holy fuck, this has come so much further than the last, like, conversation that we had. I don't know what it looked like from your investors email, but this is nuts.
It didn't have as much live data over here. You can see some bugs, obviously, that I still have to work through, but it's pretty legit these days.
Fucking interactive. Holy shit.
There's a whole lot of data sets in here.
So do other people know what those words mean, or is it, like, also foreign to them?
So those ones shouldn't be foreign to them, right? This is the database for their app. This is their sales platform, and this is their website analytics.
Gotcha.
And I just aggregate some view of some of those metrics together, how they relate at the top, because that's all basically, here are the people that are on your app or website. Like, that's what these points are about. And these are like, hey, you're spending money on ads, so, like, how's it doing? And so, like, here's how much it's spent. Here's how much it's returning on the ad spend. So your return on investment, right? And here's how much, like, each order is worth. When someone purchases, how much money do you make for that purchase on average? So, yeah,
cool.
People, they do know what these mean. Some of them, they don't necessarily know. Right?
Yeah.
CPM's probably not one most people know, but it means cost per 1,000 impressions. An impression is just seeing a digital ad in front of you. So, but people could register for accounts in theory. I don't let that happen yet, but then sign up for their own, basically, Growbot account. So.
Very cool. Well, shit. What a fucking update since
Right?
the last
That's
time
what
we
we
saw.
did in 1 week.
That's some shark fucking bait, yo. Hoo ha ha.
Shark Tank. Hopefully it translates to clickbait. So
Hey, I love that. Speaking of clickbait, I got clickbaited into these fucking shoes, which I am so very excited to be able to fucking show live here from Switzerland. For my badass of the century. Holy fuck, dude. What is the circumstances? I mean, obviously these aren't for me. These are a gift for Christmas. And I can't wait to gift them. But oh my god, what are the fucking chances that I find shark slippers?
But on the week that we talk about Christina Zanato with your pink skies.
It's kind of fucking that though. And then I'm like, and then on top of all of that, like, she was painted as number 23 because that is the number that I've chosen as my number.
Because we got married on March 23rd of 2023, and then we went on a shark swim.
Well, it's because 23 was in my like purview before that, but now it's just really solidified in it. Is like you're a 23er, I'm a 23er. 2 plus 2 is 5. I don't know.
I'm a Michael Jordan fan from childhood, right? You know, so number 23 was my number in basketball and lacrosse many times.
Checks out. It really does. It's weird because the tie that I got you, the serial number on it is 223, or it's like, I don't know. Hold on. It's a bunch of series of 2s and 3s. I was like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
That is too coincidental. Also, why the fuck did I notice that? I don't know.
Yeah, why is there a serial number on a tie on top of it?
Yeah, I was like, which one? Hold on.
Is it that limited run?
It maybe. I'm like not trying to show you all your fucking Christmas gifts. It was the one I found today. The one that I was like, shit, I guess I'm staying here and getting something. And then I ended up finding like exactly what I wanted for you, but that I haven't shared with you yet. But yeah, here's the serial number. It says made in Italy, 33223.
Weird. Oh yeah. Great numbers. Great sign.
Do you like the color?
Oh, that's the other one.
It's a different one.
Yeah. Is that blue and gold?
Yeah, it's like blue and like a tan, and then there's like a low
paisley design.
Low key paisley, yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I like it.
It says made in Italy, so that's why I fucking got it. Hold on.
Oh, arrows. It's made by Cupid.
Is that what that is? Oh my god.
I mean, arrows is another name for Cupid. Like the Cupid, the Greek god, and the Roman equivalent is Eros.
Gotcha. Look up the brand. So many fucking ties. That's so wild. I think Molly just texted me.
That is weird.
Oh no! She's doing a full moon circle on Friday, and I'm gonna miss it because I won't be in town yet. Fuck.
When do you get back in?
I like 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is them. Arrows made in Italy.
Okay, so like affordable Italian brand. I like that. That checks out from the costs that I put into. I can't even I'm sorry.
Wait, I don't know. I still haven't found their website.
$80. Who spends $80 on a fucking tie? I would never. Just so you know, I would never.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all my ties have basically historically been between like 60, 80, and $120.
And that was pre-inflation because you said you got those in middle school.
And high school and college, but yeah.
Weird.
The
Great Arrows, is it the first one?
No.
No.
I mean, we can click on it. The Great Arrows.
No, it's probably not.
No, that's not the logo.
Scantily clad.
It's
weird.
Nope. I mean, so here it is. I think it's this one.
Yeah, that looks right.
A few words about us.
Boss. Oh,
Are they
be your own
related to
boss.
Hugo Boss?
Hey! That's wild, dude.
So they're just like a local storefront that's hosted, but they do their own stuff, clearly. Here we go. It's probably
How much are their ties? I'm just curious. I mean, I know I got a really good deal, so I don't care. Nice. Okay. Oh, I saw some $70 ones in there. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is silk. It definitely feels like it. There's another one I got that was 100% silk too. You're just gonna have to envision them now.
All right.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it all back.
You're gonna say that it's a scarf or a belt?
Dude, those fucking ties are the least of my goddamn worries. It's the fact that I have like 3 jackets and then like 8 sweaters. Not necessary.
It was cold.
I always overpack.
Yeah, we'll see. You've made how many trips here recently?
Say it again.
You've made how many trips here recently?
Yeah. Why do you keep having more bags on your way in than out? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're smuggling stuff into there.
It's that, yeah.
No.
I lose patches as I like do my cases, so it just like the weight doesn't offset as much as easily, unfortunately.
Nope.
Well,
we'll call it here. It's been another great episode. We'll sign off Midwest goodbyes. You and I can keep talking offline, but I probably should do some work at some point here today, eventually.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to continue catching up, I understand. I would love to, though.
Okay.
Take this offline. And then at some point, I'm going to go down to the sauna.
Are those your pizza scissors?
You know, I didn't even use them for it. I thought about it. These are my scissors that I brought just for... You never know when you need scissors. That's kind of what I've come to. I feel like I'm a little bit of a Girl Scout now. Like, my fucking bag is so full of stuff, but shit comes in handy.
Heck yeah.
What you gonna do?
All right. We'll continue this conversation over on FaceTime. So
sounds like a plan, Stan. We'll see y'all later. We'll see you next time. 2024. Be ready for more.
Yep.
Woo!